Righto, today we're going to think about whether you actually need a four-wheel drive with twin lockers and every accessory known to mankind, and that fully sick off-road caravan with airbags and off-grid living and lithium batteries and solar. There is so much money you can spend these days just to travel Australia and get to those beautiful spots, but do you really need it? So what got me thinking about this is very easy to feel pressured into getting a big four-wheel drive and an off-road caravan, whether you really need it or not. We have a really close family member of ours about to start their 12-month lap in a two-wheel drive vehicle and a basic on-road camper. And it really got me thinking that, they'd probably be doing it the right way in the regards that, that they're not four-wheel drivers, and a lot of people aren't. Like, we're not hectic off-road four-wheel drivers. We're into touring. Those days are gone for me. I mean, one day that might come back around, but that wasn't the style of trip we did. However, we did take a four-wheel drive, and we're going to delve into that a bit later.
Oh no. Here we go again.
But let's start off. Before purchasing your four-wheel drive and your caravan to do your big trip or any travelling you're going to do, really contemplate whether you need that fully sick four-wheel drive and off-road caravan. The costs that go with it are mega. You really start digging deep into the costs of an off-road caravan and setting up a four-wheel drive as a four-wheel drive. It can snowball, and then you'll find that you won't be doing the trip of your dreams because you've spent so much money on the setup costs. And I think there's a lot of people out there that we saw on the road did not need the four-wheel drive and the fully sick off-road caravan to go with it. They simply didn't use it. You really need to think about it and be honest with yourself. Look, some people like the look of it, and if you've got the money, great for you. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but for the people that are on a budget, and look, to be honest, most of us are, we are too. Buy what you need, not what everyone else thinks you need. That's the point I'm getting to. As far as whether you do need a four-wheel drive to see Australia, simple answer, no. For the last 40, 50 years before the dual cab craze come in and everyone had to own a four-wheel drive, most people did it in Commodores and Falcons. My auntie did 3 trips around Australia with a Commodore towing a caravan, and they've seen more of Australia than I probably ever will. Look, there are obviously some of the harder places they haven't done, but I don't think it ever worried them. Obviously, if you want to get to those harder to reach destinations, then you need a four-wheel drive.
I did not expect that to happen.
But you need to be honest with yourself and say, do I actually really want to do that? Am I happier to do a few more caravan parks and go bury myself in the bush somewhere and do off-grid camping? Everyone makes that look really beautiful, but I guarantee you it is not for everyone. That's bad. That's real bad. How is that pin coming out? Uh-oh. And before you throw $200,000 down the gurgler on something that you may not need, you really need to ascertain whether you are that kind of person that wants to bury yourself in the bush for a week, or you want to go up and down the East Coast and visit caravan parks, because that can save you a ton of money. Now, we have obviously got a four-wheel drive, and to tour around Australia and to get to some of the best places that we saw, I would 100% say you would need a four-wheel drive. You do not need a fully hectic four-wheel drive though. I don't really need a lift in that. You really don't need mud terrain tyres. You wouldn't need to be twin locked. That comes standard with them. I wouldn't put them in just to do the trip we did. There's so many things, you get sucked into doing just because they look good. Really stick to setting up your vehicle, how you're going to use it. We really spent the bulk of the money on that vehicle in setting up the suspension to carry the weight of the van. That was more important than the lift kit, obviously. We set it up to carry the weight of the van and be legal, obviously. There's a GVM upgrade. We put a water tank, a stainless steel 100-litre water tank in it with a full pump setup and diaphragm that we could suck water from a creek, refill the van, things like that. We spent bulk money on that. Fuel range, an extra long-range tank.
And what have we done, honey?
We're running it very fine.
You even checked it before we left this morning and said, no, we'll have plenty of fuel. How'd you go?
Heaps of fuel left. We could have gone at least another 40 k's down the road, I reckon. So yeah, that was a little bit too fine. So we're driving along and actually ran out of fuel because I was still on the sub tank. You know, towing mirrors, obviously, because we're towing. We got it tuned. I would say any other dual cab you probably don't need to get tuned. 79 series, look, we've done those videos before. There are things there that, you know, are specific to the 79 series, but a lot of those other things are just generic to four-wheel drives, whether they be dual cabs or wagons. You could probably drive say a Land Cruiser or a Patrol off the showroom floor, put a bit of stiffer springs in it, and travel around Australia and not have to touch it. So really be honest with how you set your car and caravan up as to how you're going to use it. If you're going to go up and down the East Coast and sit in caravan parks, save your money, spend it on accommodation. I really take my hat off to my cousin for being honest with themselves. They've got a two-wheel drive car. They're going for 12 months. They're spending the money on the trip, not on the toys, because they simply know that they don't need them or want them. Look, we're different. I'm not saying that you guys should never buy a four-wheel drive. Just saying, be honest with yourselves. Really think about it. You could see 90% of Australia without a four-wheel drive. For the other 10%, 100% do it. I'm not going to deter you from that. I'm a big believer in it, of course. I just wanted to, get people thinking about it, and it's a good discussion to have because it's just wasteful and we're just wasting our money if we're not going to use it, hey. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, you only live once. Get out there and enjoy it. Buy the car and the caravan that suits you, not what suits everyone else.